Hey guys, this is Kenneth here, and today I want to talk about something that happened to me on eBay, and actually it's still ongoing. I was basically scammed the other day, and I want to share my story so that you guys basically take all the necessary precautions when it comes to buying and selling gear online. Now I am in the process of selling all of my Fujifilm gear. I am making the switch to Sony. Fortunately, as I was selling my gear, I had an incident, and I want to share with you guys some of the stuff that has happened since that incident. Basically, I was selling my Fujifilm X-T20, and as I was selling it, I was dealing with a lot of people. I was selling other gear as well. I was getting a lot of incoming messages, and so when I saw the Fujifilm X-T20, I sold the camera, everything was fine. And that same day I got an email saying that, hey, my dad got sick, can you send it to this address instead? This is the guy that bought the Fujifilm X-T20. And so at that point I was like, well, I want to be a good seller. I felt bad for the guy. I knew he was excited about the camera, and so he's now having to deal with his father being sick. So I said, you know what, that's fine. I'll ship it to that address, not realizing that that was not the person who had actually bought the item. And so it's been 2 days since the person received the item, and that camera's gone. I'm never gonna get that camera back. And obviously eBay's not willing to help. I've contacted them several times, and the best they could advise was to file a police report. Now, the police is not going to do anything. I live in San Antonio. That person lives in Delaware. So really, the camera's just, I'm not going to get that camera back. I had to refund the buyer the money, and I did so as quickly as I could. So he wanted to have the camera, didn't get the camera, but at least he has his money back. Now for me, well, I'm not gonna get the camera. So that's where I'm at. And I really want to caution you guys, as you make your purchases online. I've been selling on eBay for over 2 years. So really, it's not a big deal. I'm not saying don't sell your gear on eBay. Really, just be cautious of who you sell your stuff to and who writes you messages on eBay. Because as you sell your gear, and if you're selling a lot of gear, you're not a big company, so you're probably going to lose track of who's who. And at the end of the day, that could really cause a financial loss, like it did to me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have that information on the screen so you guys can look it up, and also read all the comments and things that of buyers and sellers. Also, I'm going to leave all that information in the description down below so you can look it up on your own time. So I'm going to read to you guys this report from badbuyerlist.org, where basically lists all the bad buyers that you can find online, the transaction date, what type of item it was, and then it gives you a little bit more detail about that transaction. Now, if you read the comments, you're going to see a lot of people complaining about the same person using the same address. And here it says in the comments, this guy did the same thing to me, never sent payment. The other comment says, same here. Were you able to get your money back or item back? The next one says, he's a hacker. He hacked the accounts and bought something and gives the address, but the name is different. It's a different person account, and it doesn't pay also. I hope God gives him punishment. So it seems like, yet again, we have a scammer, the same scammer that gets away with stealing other people's gear, and no one does anything about it. So I want to caution you guys before you sell stuff and buy stuff, specifically this address. Also, if you look it up, it's a warehouse. So these guys have a big business, and I'm just waiting for that time when someone goes there and finally puts a stop to these guys, because it's ridiculous how these guys can basically get away with stealing and no one does anything about it. and I don't get why the police can't get more involved. I can't understand why eBay can't get more involved. If a lot of people, a lot of buyers, customers, their customer base is constantly getting scammed, how is this not something that they can't act on? This is something serious. Clearly stealing is wrong, and you would think that they would do something about it, but they're not doing anything about it. It's really upsetting. But that's besides the point. Right now I'm rambling about stuff that has nothing to do with the video. I just wanted to caution you guys before you actually go out there and sell stuff or buy stuff. Just be careful if you buy stuff from, especially when it's a big purchase. Finally, I learned my lesson. I'm never gonna ship to his camera again. It's gonna be harder for them to catch me. I've been doing my research, and as of now, yeah, I'm gonna have to take that hit. It's gonna be a big loss for me, since this is kind of my side job slash hobby. I have a full-time job, and so it's gonna be harder for me to recoup this money. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna try to start my own YouTube channel pretty soon, where I'm gonna be talking about gear. For now, I'm gonna concentrate a lot on Lumix gear. I've recently bought a GX8, and I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about why I bought that camera specifically. I also bought Panasonic Leica 12-60 f2.8 to f4 lens. That so far it's been a great lens. It has its shortcomings, but I'm gonna be talking about this a little bit more in upcoming videos. So that's it. Try to stay safe online, and I'll catch you in the next one.